Those of you who don't know, that's hello in Swedish. For all you English-speaking people, hello. And welcome to the very episode of Todd's Takes here on the Without a Crystal Ball channel. Just wanted to thank everybody for their positive reactions to Katie's video when she announced we were thinking about having me come on and do a semi-regular segment. I certainly didn't expect there to be the positive reactions as we got. Katie and I certainly thank you guys for that. So I thought for the first one here that I would kind of keep it a little bit light. I will kind of from time to time dive into some heavier subjects, but for this first one, since Katie's been kind of talking about some darker things lately with the Gabby Petito case, I figured I'd start this segment out with something kind of fun, especially since we're coming up on Halloween. I typically celebrate the whole month of October. Not celebrate, but it's Halloween month to me because it's one of my favorite holidays. In fact, I often refer to it as Samhain. If you don't know, or if you've never heard that word before, Samhain is an ancient Irish holiday that the Irish people celebrated prior to Christianity taking over the world. You've probably seen the word before. It looks like it's spelled Samhain, but it's actually pronounced Samhain. It's Gaelic for summer's end. It was just a harvest festival. And the reason I bring that up is because today we are going to talk about the origins of the jack-o'-lantern. And I brought up Samhain because when I was thinking about kind of this subject where the origins of how the jack-o'-lantern came up, I was kind of thinking that it might have been a holdover from the days of when those folks were celebrating Samhain more openly. But that's actually not true. When Christianity took over in England and Ireland and that part of the world, the jack-o'-lantern, when they changed it over and started celebrating Halloween, All Hallows Eve, which precedes All Saints Day, that's when the story of the jack-o'-lantern kind of came about. It's kind of a goofy story. It's the legend of Stingy Jack, and it basically goes pretty much something like this. I got information off of history.com. But the story of Stingy Jack is folks in that part of the kind of came up with this idea. They weren't carving pumpkins. They were carving either turnips or potatoes. I'd actually like to try that someday. I'm not a turnip, but probably I'd like to carve a face into a potato and see how that works out. It's and Irish immigrants brought this tradition over to the United States when they came over here. But so the legend of Stingy Jack goes, this man named Jack, Stingy Jack, invited the devil to have a drink with him. So the devil said sure. And kind of living up to his name of Stingy Jack, well, he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin so they could pay for the drinks because they didn't have any, neither one of them had any money between the two of them. And so the devil turned himself into a coin. But what Stingy Jack did was he, being the stingy guy that he was, he wanted to keep the money, so he just pocketed the money and took off. He happened to have when he put the coin in his pocket, he had a silver cross in there as well. Made the devil caused the devil to not be able to free himself because of the cross being in there. So eventually Jack did free the devil on the condition that the devil not bother Jack for one whole year, and also should Jack die within that year, that the devil was not supposed to bother him. And so, or take his soul. And so the devil agreed, and he went on his way. And the following year, Jack I don't know how he finds the devil all the time, and you'd think the devil would have learned his lesson the first time, but Jack and the devil meet up again, and Jack somehow convinces the devil to climb a tree to pick a piece of fruit. The devil does. So Jack carves a cross into the tree bark of the tree. The devil can't come down because of the cross. And so Jack leaves him up there for a little while, and then he decides, well, I'll let you come down, but only on this one condition: you can't bother me for 10 years, and if I die within that time period, you can't take my soul. The devil agrees, so he can get down from the tree, and they part ways. Well, shortly after that, within that 10 years, Jack does die. And so Jack goes up to heaven, and God doesn't want him. He doesn't want to have anything to do with any guy that would cavort with the devil. And so he says, nope, you're not allowed in here. And so Jack goes down to hell, and the devil says, no, you can't come in here. You tricked me two times already. You're not tricking me again. You get out of here. You can't come in here. So he sends Jack on his way with nothing but a piece of lit coal, and he sends him off into the dark. Well, Jack can't see anything. He's got this lit piece of coal, so Jack decides to carve a turnip into a lantern and sticks the piece of coal in the lantern, and then he's kind of in purgatory, and he's just walking around with this lantern with a piece of coal in it, trying to find his way in the dark. And so that's basically the story. And the Irish people started calling him Jack of the Lantern, and then it kind of merged into just Jack-o'-lantern. And that's basically where it comes from. It's kind of a weird story if you think about it. It's kind of cheesy and kind of goofy, but it's obviously the tradition of carving pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns has withstood this many years. But it's odd to me some of the things stick as far as different traditions and different things that we celebrate for holidays. It's just a really weird, goofy story. It's kind of childish if you ask me, but